Up until I came on in 2007, apprenticeship was serviced out of business partnerships. And with that, our new commissioner at that time, Commissioner Bishop, said, you know, I come from apprenticeship and I can appreciate the value of apprenticeship as a model of workforce development. And with that, he established the Office of Apprenticeship. It's an Office of Apprenticeship inside of the state under business partnerships to align the resources is basically what we have available anyway. By expanding the opportunity of apprenticeship to include all employers and all occupations, we have also created this new webpage. And we focused it on the job seeker, the employer. We've connected student parent, connected counselors, because we realize that in our education system that is kind of that step that we need to fortify the most, is that counselor, student parent connection. And then veterans, because we have a large contingent of returning vets, particularly National Guard. Fortunately, the commissioner before our current commissioner of labor said, you know something, apprenticeship is something we should focus on. He encouraged then Governor Murkowski to offer a administrative order 226 that was patterned after what Washington State has, and that was to encourage 15% of all labor on state jobs to be offered to apprenticeship. It's not binding, it's a recommendation, and that still stands today. Our WIA training academies identified apprenticeship way back in 2000. Up in about 2005, 2006, it was identified that apprenticeship needs to change in Alaska. And how do we make that change? Well, that change has been gradual, but it's been very, if you would, consistent. Sometimes it's at spurts, but other times it's almost non-detected. However, we've been moving ahead each and every time. The State Office of Apprenticeship, September of 2007 is when I came on. We had a blank slate, and we were very fortunate for that, because that blank slate allowed us to create apprenticeship inside of Employment Security Division, an apprenticeship inside of the one-stops, an apprenticeship inside of business partnerships, an apprenticeship to use the AWIB, or Alaska Workforce Investment Board. So that blank slate is what the commissioner has allowed us to do. He did not give us the direction to say, go ahead and do it. He said, I want apprenticeship in Alaska. And out of that, by us getting together and having that freedom and that will and the opportunity of our own destiny, it allowed us to create it. And this model is a living document, if you would. The WIA strategic plan identifies apprenticeship many times over. It connects us to K-12, it connects us to post-secondary, it connects us to Job Corps, and that apprenticeship model is identified as the next step for many of those and the pre-step for others. The Office of Apprenticeship Operational Plan, that's what directs us. The Education and Workforce Development Plan, that is done with our university and with our AvTech and those groups. And we're quite proud of the fact that last year we put on the first apprenticeship conference and we do annual training. That annual training is for our apprenticeship specialists. The Alaska Workforce Investment Board, or our AWIB, supports us, and they identified that through a resolution. And we report out at their AWIB meetings, and we also receive assistance from their AWIB committees. We allocate resources for apprenticeship. Once again, we have it in the general fund. We have pipeline training money. We align education and workforce development, and that's what we're doing here today. I think out of anything that Alaska is going to enjoy and learn is how do we align our workforce development. Rural economic development through apprenticeship. We really have an issue in Alaska of keeping individuals basically on the farm. Just like our rural states here, in the states anyway, they're migrating out of our rural communities, they're giving up their subsistence life, and they're moving to Anchorage and they're moving to Fairbanks. That comes with a lot of issues. More importantly, if we've got these mega jobs and all of our resources are in rural Alaska, why not have those individuals trained and live in rural Alaska throughout their life? So we've got a good opportunity there.